Week 4, we're going to talk about marketing your product or marketing yourself. And last week, we talked about branding mastery. Now, it may seem that the two could possibly um, be the same, but you will hear tonight that there are some some differences. So tonight we are talking about marketing yourself or your product. And at the top of your handout, I have the market is filled with people doing the same thing that you would like to do or what you are doing. You must learn your uniqueness of your products. Defining these 6 areas will allow you to stay consistent and convey a clear marketing message and experience. You want to be able to do that because branding is what we talked about last week with the colors, and we talked about the images, and we talked about the different things like that. But in order for you to be able to market yourself or market your product, there's some things that you must be able to do. And I listed those 6 things on your handout. And those 6 things are description, message, uniqueness, why choose me, what I offer, and share your story. So I'm going to do like I do every week, and I'm going to go through these 6 things, and I'm going to talk to you about these 6 things so that you will get more understanding of what those things mean that I have in the circle. So tonight we're talking about marketing yourself. And the first thing that I have is description. You must be able to give a description of yourself or your product. You must be able not only to give a description, but you must also be able to tell people how you're going to do it and what it is going to do for them. And we're talking about marketing so that people will invest money in you. Now, I have on your handout that there are many people who may be doing the same thing that you are doing. But why are you beneficial for them, or why is your product beneficial for them? Why is it that they should choose to invest in you if you are a coach, in you if you are um a mentor? Why should they invest their money in you? So you got to be able to give them a clear description of what it is that you do. So if I had to do that, here is what I would say in a nutshell. I help women and teen girls go from fear to faith in every area of their lives by teaching them techniques and strategies and tools for them to practice daily to keep them healthy in mind, body, and spirit. How do I do this? I do this through mentoring, coaching, monthly meetings, monthly live calls, quarterly live events, and also annual live events. You see how I did that? I was able to give a description of what it is that I do. And then I told you how I do it. Remember, you are wanting people to invest in whatever it is, because we are talking about marketing yourself or your product. Now, if I was talking about my book, right? Because I do have marketing yourself or marketing your product. So I'm going to use the product, my book, Got Faith for the Journey. So if I was marketing my book, I would tell them that my book is filled with motivational, inspirational strategies, stories of low places and high places throughout my life. And through my story, you are going to be impacted. And not only will you be impacted, but you will know that you got faith for your journey. That's what I would say if I was marketing my book. So when I say description, you got to be able to give a description of who you are, what you're doing, and whatever your product is. The next thing that I have is message. Your message has to be absolutely, positively clear. It must have clarity. Clarity so that when you are describing your message, that people will understand what you're talking about. You do not want to be trying to give your message and then you leave people lost. You're trying to tell them something and they really can't understand what it is that you're saying because you're not clear or because you are all over the place. And many of us in this group are preachers. And so when you deliver a message, when you deliver a sermon, you deliver that sermon because you want lives to be impacted. You want to lead others to Christ. You want them to learn something about Christ. Perhaps some of them may not even know Christ. You don't know what's in the audience when you are giving your message. But you do know that your message needs to be clear in order for it to be impactful. It's the same way with marketing yourself or marketing your product. You got to be clear. You can't be all over the place. You can't be bouncing all over the place. You got to be clear and precise, and people got to be able to follow you. If they can't follow you, guess what? They're not going to invest in you or invest in your product. They're not going to do that. Or they'll invest in one product, but that doesn't mean that they're going to invest in another product. So what am I saying? You got to have a clear message. And in order for you to get your message, you got to spend some time to develop your message. You got to know why it is that you want to do what you're doing. Why do you want to do what you're doing? Do you want to do it because you see everybody else doing it? Well, guess what? That's not good enough. You got to have a clear and precise message when you are trying to market yourself or market your brand. I want to tell you because, I'm sorry, your product. Because if you don't, people will challenge you. People will challenge you. And the other thing is, sometimes people who are doing what you are doing or selling what you are selling, they will ask you that just to see what it is that you're going to say. And guess what? You got to be ready to respond. You can't just sit there. You got to be ready to respond. So you got to have a clear and precise message. The next circle I have uniqueness. What makes you unique? Why would I want to spend my money with you? What makes you unique, or what makes your product unique? People want to know, what are you going to do for them? What is your product going to do for them? Can I tell you that people are not just spending money these days just to be spending money? They want to know what is it going to do for them? Is it going to help them? Is it going to be able to help them to develop something? I told you all that I have invested in a couple coaching programs, um and it was mainly because I really didn't do my homework like I should have. And then when I finished it, I didn't feel like I got anything. I didn't feel like I learned anything. I didn't feel like I got anything. And so that was a lesson learned. That was a lesson learned. I had to learn that lesson. I had to learn that I couldn't just throw my money away. So I had to learn that that's what people are looking for, what they are investing their money in. And you got to be able to tell them. If you can't tell them, they're not going to invest in you. What makes you unique? Why are they spending money with you? Why did you spend this money with me? Why did you spend this money? You spent this money because you wanted to learn and get this information. People are going to want to do the same thing with you. But if you're not giving them any value and you're giving them fluff, they will spend money with you the first time, but they will not spend money with you again. What I'm basically trying to say is you got to have a proven track record. You got to have a proven track record. So you must be able to define what makes you unique. And that goes along with why choose me. You should choose me because I am going to give you the very best content, information that is going to help you develop or help you to be able to get tools and strategies to be able to learn what it is that you are trying to craft. Why choose me? Because I have crafted it. Why choose me? Because I have tried different things. I'm not just telling you about one thing. I've tried different things. Why choose me? Because I'm going to give you value. Why choose me? Because I am going to show you and tell you how it works. It just depends on what your investment is. For example, this is a 6 weeks coaching program, right? And for 6 weeks, I come here for an hour. For the first 25, 30 minutes, I give you content and I give you information. And then for the remainder, I allow you to answer the questions that you have listed in the handout. Now, this is group coaching, right? This is not individual coaching. Individual coaching is another investment. And that's anything outside of what happens in this hour, right? So you got to be able to be clear as to what it is, why people should choose you. You should choose me because you can get group coaching, you can get individual coaching, you can get areas of mind, body, spirit, you can get areas of balance, you can get areas of faith, you can get, that's why you should choose me. So why should people choose you? Why should people spend their money with you? Why? You have to know that. And you got to know it before you really start fully marketing yourself. Don't think that you're the only one doing what it is that you want to do. You're not. but you got to make sure that you stand out above the rest. People tell me that all the time. Oh my God, your graphics. Oh my God, when you do a workshop. Why? Because I give it all I got. That's why you should choose me. When you choose me, you're not going to get no fluff. When you choose me, you're going to get the real deal. Why should people choose you? Right? The next one is what I offer. What do you offer? What do you offer? What are you selling? If you want to coach, what are you offering when you coach? People want to know that. Remember, you're not marketing just to be marketing. You are marketing so that you can make money. I don't spend the money that I spend on my graphics, on my website. I don't spend money on those things just to do it. No, I spend money on those things so that I can market myself so that I will get a return on what I invest. That's why you market. That's why you market. You don't sit up here and just market on social media. You all get my emails, the lives that I do. You don't sit up there and you don't just sit up there and do that for nothing. But let me tell you what I realized. I realized that in the Sunday night lives, and I was telling my daughter Kenya this, we was giving away too much content for free. Did I say that? Yes. We were giving away too much content for absolutely free. So what are you going to see? You're going to see that backing up. You haven't seen it for the last few weeks. Why? Because I realized that I was giving away too much for free. And what we were giving away, I should be developing into a course where I could be charging people money for it. And that's what you got to realize. Yes, these groups are good, but yes, people can come into the groups and just take, and never spend a dime, but just keep coming to take. Right? So what do you offer? What do I offer? Let me tell you what I offer. I offer preaching at worship services. I offer motivational workshops. I offer individual coaching, group coaching. I offer online workshops. I offer my specialized handouts that go with my workshop. You're not just going to get a workshop when you come to any of my settings. Anytime I do a workshop, I got a handout to go with the workshop. Everybody ain't doing that. I want to stand out above everybody else. I don't want to do what everybody else is doing. That's how you answer what I offer. When somebody asks me that, so what do you offer? I'm be able to tell them, I offer workshops. However, but in my workshops, you will leave with a handout that you can do while you're sitting in the workshop, or you can do the handout at your leisure. In that handout, you are going to get so much substance and information. What can you say about what you offer? What can you say? You got to be able to talk about what it is that you offer. And the last circle is share your story. You got to be willing. You got to be willing to share your story. You got to be willing to tell of your highs, your lows. Now, I'm not saying that you got to tell all your business, but you got to be willing to tell your story. The reason you got to be willing to tell your story is because people need to be able to relate to where it is that you have come from. This is what happens when you tell your story. No, you can't make it like you have always had it together, because you have not always had it together. You got to be willing to tell the truth about your story. You got to be willing to share some dark days. You got to be willing to share some days when you didn't make no money at all. You can't just be like, oh, yes, child, every month I make a lot of money. Oh, every month everything is going. You cannot try to get people to think that. Why? Because that is not true. The truth of the matter is there are going to be some days in your entrepreneurship journey, there's going to be some days where you don't make no money. Those are the days when you fall on your cushion, because when you were making money, you were putting aside money for the days that you wouldn't make any money. That's what you got to be able to do as an entrepreneur. Because, and I'm going to tell you that works, that works for you in more ways than one. Because I'm going to confess here for you. For many years, my business was a hobby and not a business. What do I mean? When it came time for me to file my income taxes, when you go into business for yourself, you have to keep all of your receipts. You have to keep up with everything, all kind of mileage. You have to keep up with all kind of stuff. That's why it's best for you to be registered as a business so that you can get all of these write-offs for your business. And so I would keep all of those things, and I would give the person that does my taxes the things that I spent money on, and like my events, and when I host events, and I would be able to write all those things off and everything. But at the end, when she completed my taxes, what it turned out was I had a hobby, not a business, because I wasn't making any money. That was not the case in 2018. And I already know that's not going to be the case in 2019. But the years before that, I had a business that was a hobby. What am I saying? When you take in your personal money to run your business, it's a hobby, not a business. When you taking money from your job money to run your business, it's a hobby and not a business. This is why it is so important that you market yourself and that you have so much clarity, because you don't have time to waste time for your business to be a hobby and not a business. This is why it is so very important for you to be able to learn this right now. I wish I could have learned this years ago. But like I told you before, I didn't have nobody who would give me the juice. I didn't have nobody who would tell me everything. People would just give you bits and pieces. And it's not because I wasn't investing. I was investing my money, but they were still only giving me bits and pieces. So what did I do? I ran a business as a hobby for several years. And that's a confession. And I want to help you to be able to not do that. You don't want to do that. The only way not to do that is to really put these tools and strategies that I am going over with you for these 6 weeks. The only way not to do that is to get serious about putting these things in place. So tonight we're talking about market yourself or your product. And the 6 things that I talked about tonight are description, message, uniqueness, why choose me, what I offer, and share your story. I hope that you will get very clear on all 6 of these things as you prepare to market either yourself or to market products. I hope that you will get crystal clear like looking through a glass on these 6 things. I'm trying to save you from what I did. I'm trying to save you from losing money like I did. It's just like throwing money in the trash can. I'm trying to save you from doing that. And I promise you that if you put these things into place, if you stay serious about those handouts, you're getting a handout for every week. Every week. Can I tell you that the coaching programs that I am invested in, it was not like this? Can I tell you that what I had to do when I got on the call is I had to be prepared to write my hand to death to catch the little bit that they were saying? But I didn't have anything to go back and look at with the things that the coach had given me, or with the notes that I wrote, or with the questions that I answered. I didn't have that. I'm trying to tell you, this what y'all got in on this first time for $47 was an absolute steal. A steal. And if you all take these 6 weeks and get serious about them, you won't make the mistakes that I made. Not only will you not make the mistakes that I made, but you won't lose the money that I made. And your business will be a business always and not a hobby. So we're now going to do like we do every week. And now you're going to talk about these things. We're going to do the questions. And I see who's live, but we're going to prepare to do that now.